Welcome back. So in this video we're going to be looking at how hard you make this mediumship thing. I'm going to talk about a few things that can help you get over this hurdle, maybe lose the restriction that you have on your mind. And I know that it's not you that's placed it there. You would have picked it up on another channel, the internet, a book, a teacher, a friend, whatever it is. And hopefully we can get you dialing in mediumship a little bit easier, a little bit freer, so you can enjoy it a little bit more. Because I see so many of you in a class, or on the emails or on messages, and I can feel the frustration and I can feel like it's just not working for me. What am I doing wrong? And you're not doing anything wrong, you're just overthinking it. So in this video, that's what we're talking about. So what I want you to do is get ready to, or be in a position where you're not at work, you're not in the toilet watching this video, or you're not in a position where you can pause the video. There's going to be a lot of stopping and starting in this video because I just want to show you different ways, but you're going to demonstrate it. It's down to you. So I can show you that you overthink it, you're making it way too hard. So make sure you're at a laptop, you're sitting comfortably, and then we can take this journey together. Almost forgot, you're going to need to be in a place where you can sort of tap on the keyboard as well, like write in the comments, so you can see this unfold as you go along. And so I don't want you thinking about it, I just want the first thoughts that are in your mind. Pause the video, type them down, and then we can go through it all together. We can all do it together. Cool. Try not read the other comments as well. It's yours. I don't want something coming down to suggestion, someone putting the idea in your mind. So don't read them until you fully watch the video. I also want all teaching left at the door. You're not allowed to do it your way. This is a different way, an easier way, a much freer way. So whatever idea you have, whatever formats you work with, throw them in the bin for a little while. You can pick them back up after, but just try it this way, and I think you will notice a very free, very simple way of doing it. So firstly, we have to get our mind into gear, don't we? So I'm not someone, bloody flies, yeah. So the first thing that we need to do is put me into the intent. So you are going to be reading for Charlie, and I may join in on this one myself also. So firstly, that's what we need to do. It doesn't matter if there's noise, it doesn't matter. Look, I'm walking along right now down some canal side. People are passing me all the time. I look crazy with the camera, but just move the intent. I can do that while I'm here. So move the intent to me, Charlie. The next step is, I've been watching some other mediums, big names, on Facebook and on YouTube, and they'll give you some sort of line like invoke the spirit, allow the spirit to move close, move your mind, and all this nonsense. It really is nonsense. It's the restriction of that mind if you need that kind of mechanic to be working with the spirit world. The spirit world in our philosophy, let me adjust this because I'm in shade. The spirit world's here now. It's right all around, everywhere. It's all around right now. So I've just got to move my mind into the right gear. And the way we do that is, spirit world, I want to read for Charlie. That's it. Nothing else is required. The moment you heard the instruction, that very moment, you was aware of a male or a female. It had already taken place. It was already happening. And the difference between me and you is that I know it. You're not quite believing it. I don't quite trust it. I don't really have enough faith. I didn't feel any different. Whereas I know it. It's already taken place. So, write down, piece of paper, male or female. You will then want to dial in relationship or age, either or. I'm not really fussed. And again, it's already happened. It's already happening. As I speak, it's already flowing. You're aware of a relationship. Do I know the person? Is it family? Is it a friend? And in that process, you will try and distort it. You don't trust yourself. You don't believe it was the right answer. You start arguing with it. You're overanalyzing it. What I do is I speak it immediately. As the idea, as the question went out, who are you? Who are you to Charlie? Who are you? Boom, in it comes. And now I will express it. That simple. Nothing complicated, no thinking, just there it was. Now I'm going to write it down and continue with the conversation. The next process, we need a ballpark figure of age, just so my mind goes into the box as the client. You know, are they over 20? Are they over 30? Are they over 40? I'm not looking for accuracy here, because some people look 40 and they're only late 20s, you know. So unless you get a very specific number, it's just a ballpark figure that we need to be discussing about. And a lot of clients don't know the exact age of the person anyway. You know, they'll be like, I think they were like 70s. I think they were in their 20s, but I don't actually know or actually remember. So bear this in mind when you're overthinking the age also. So just a ballpark figure. Just write that down now, and then we can move on to the next one. So now the next thing we need to do is we need to start establishing what kind of character or personality is this person. And this is very similar to a psychic mechanic. When you're reading someone physically in front of you, you get to know, you know, are they trustworthy, are they not? You know, are they nice? Do I enjoy this person's company? It's these things that you kind of want to start dialing in now with the person that you're going to be communicating with. You know, are they nice to be around? Do they have a backstory? What are they like as a person? Do they get angry? You know, all the things you can think of, just very quickly allow your mind to go there. And again, write it down, get it in the comments. The next statement's kind of one that you want to kind of get, really. In my mind, I will say, what's your story? What do I need to talk about? And you will get a sense of doing that. However, I know a lot of the teaching hasn't gone that way. It's been a format. You know, ask them their hobbies, what was their day job, what part of the country did they live in, so on and so forth. So your mind will still be closed to an extent to work with a format. It's what you know, and so you're going to resort to that because you're worried that we're going to be gauging you or how accurate you are, when actually no one cares here. It's just me, it's my communication, and you really don't need to be worrying. So pause the video, ask them what's their story, or ask them a very specific question. You know, what was the last memory I shared with them? Where did I go? You know, where do they live? That kind of stuff. Do they have siblings? Do they drink, smoke, etc.? All that kind of stuff, whatever it is that you want. But it's at this point you're going to get that information and jot that down. What we have to remember now is that you don't have me answering you immediately. So you don't want to be over detailing. You don't want to be kind of making an apple and orchard, for those of you that remember the video where we add detail when the spirit world didn't give you the detail. And you're not getting confirmation in real time, you know. So I recommend that you don't try and dial it right in. However, if you're comfortable doing that, then absolutely do that. But your mind will be leading somewhere, and it's the leading that I'm trying to get you comfortable with. It's an idea has sprung up in my mind, and now I need to learn to story tell it. And this is what I'm trying to get you to do, to story tell, to be able to express those thoughts, those emotions that are going off in your head. So you should be able to start expressing it in a flawless way, without like huge pauses or without worrying about what you're saying, because it's not for you, it's for me if you're taking part in this. And it will be something along the lines of like, here's a role play as such. So I'm aware of a father that steps forward, and I know that this father is from the US. I know that I want to be in the US, where I live. I know that there's huge problems respiratory, and I know that it's not just about like, obviously they're going to get to the end of their life and breathing's difficult. I actually mean that there is a recognised medical condition, this is going wrong, and I know that it requires more and more attention as my life goes on. And that's how we kind of dial in little things like chest problem, but now I'm talking about respiratory problem, but now I'm trying to dial it in a little bit more. I think it would have something to do with like his previous work environment, maybe particles or dust or something along those lines, which has triggered like a breathing problem later in life. It's more than asthma. I'm not sure if it's lung cancer or not, so I'm aware. I also know that I have funny names for my animals, and I know that this isn't just a singular animal, there seems to be other animals around me. It feels like a edge of a city stroke countryside kind of place. It's like, we would call it a village here in the UK, where it's just outside a main town, but countryside-y enough for the wildlife to be present. So I know that there is some form of livestock there. I also know that there would be getaways, you know, like there would be a big lake or an expanse of water nearby where we go very regular for breaks. This is something that we would have looked forward to when the person was a child. And so I'm not going down a checklist, I'm just talking about what he wants me to talk about. I want to talk about tree swings, I want to talk about the lake and the boat, I want to talk about the animals and the funny names, I want to talk about how much fun we had, because it's more like a friendship as we grow up, not a father-daughter kind of relationship. It feels like you're my best friend, and here we go. Let's walk this journey together. And so what I'm trying to get you to do is just be free with the mind. I just allow the mind to be free there, and I let it flow, and I express it in the best way I possibly can in the time given, with no feedback coming my way. I'm just letting the idea form, and then I start to go with it. Now, the more and more I connect with Dad, I know that there would be jewellery that is left, and I feel that this jewellery is on my person, so I wear it on a necklace, or I actually had it moulded to size so I can wear it. And it's these things that will give you your evidence, but it also gives the story of the communicator and what they're about. So now I want you to do the same with what you've done. You wrote it down. I just want you to package it in a little frame, and we don't need to worry about the message yet. We don't need to sort of go into that bit. That can be another video on how to formulate the message. But this is showing you that you overthink it. I've literally just plonked the camera down on a random field here while getting your mind to go somewhere, and then I allowed my mind to jump into gear, grab Dad, and present him to one of the viewers. I assume the spirit world are very, very clever, and so I know that all the information will be taken by said viewer. And so I'm trying to show you that I'm about to light a cigarette, I'm gonna have a can of Coke, you know, and I've got noises. I've just had 2 helicopters go over. I've got a couple of dog walkers making their way over to me now. I'm trying to show you that stop making this hard. It doesn't need to be hard. We're overthinking it, and it's because other people have said, I meditate for 30 minutes prior, or I eat healthily, or my teacher said that you have to put this cloak of protection around you, and you got to protect yourself from all the negative energy that's going on. And while you're doing this and diluting it into your mind, you're stopping the communication from happening. It's this process where I just move my mind to the spirit world, and the spirit world can then talk. I hope you can take something from it. I hope some of you see that you're just overthinking and you're doing way too much, and you're judging yourself too much, and allow it to flow. Do I care if it's right? Absolutely not. Do I need to dial everything in and get everything absolutely pinpoint accurate? No, because the viewer that's going to see this is going to know, and that's what he wanted me to say. Therefore, that's what I spoke about. I'm not restricting that communication with a format. I'm not restricting it to what Charlie wants to be said. I'm allowing him to talk. I'm allowing him to express. So get yours down in the comments, and I will let you know. I know not many of you will do it. I get that. Too many people watching, and you're too worried about the opinion and all that kind of stuff. But for those of you that do participate, I thank you in advance. And I, of course, will let you know how accurate it was, or who it is, etc. So try not to worry, and just allow it to sort of form from your mind, and express it in the best way possible. So for now, I'm going to sign off from this video. I'm going to make my way back, and I'll see you all in the next one. Look after yourself.